So I really don't want to make this too long of a video because I feel like most people at this point have already uploaded pretty good videos going over in depth the entire changes that YouTube are making to their terms of services surrounding the new harassment policy, which they talked about in a blog post today. And well, I read through the blog post and I figured I would give my opinion on it because it is something that is most likely going to have a negative effect on my channel and a lot of other channels going forward. And I do think it is at least worth talking about. Now, I don't think it's the end of the world. Like, I do not think this is basically the end of YouTube as we know it. I don't think it's that extreme. But at the same time, there is no denying the negative consequences this will have on the platform. Now, the first thing I just want to say here is surrounding harassment. Like, I really hate the word harassment because these days, no one knows even what the hell it is. Like, no one can tell me 100% what harassment is, and YouTube sets no threshold whatsoever, gives you no guidelines whatsoever of what actually constitutes harassment. Is it uploading 5 videos on someone in the span of a week? Is it talking about a certain thing about someone? Like, they really don't do anything. Like, of course, the given things are there, like, you know, threatening someone, doxing them, things like that. You know, people already don't do that anyway because they were already against YouTube terms of service, and chances are most people who have a YouTube channel that they somewhat care about are not going to be putting that into videos because guess what? That will actually get you banned from YouTube, believe it or not. And that was happening before this even came into effect, which brings the question of why does this rule even exist? Because from what we've seen so far, it's just screwing over a lot of people that really don't deserve it. Like, for example, idubbz. Like, of all the videos that idubbz has uploaded, guess what the one video is that got deleted from YouTube for harassment? It's the fucking Leafy Content Cop, which I mean is so ironic considering it's about fucking Leafy. But of all the videos, you know, that 2-year-old video at this point got flagged for harassment and was deleted forever from YouTube. Like, that is YouTube history gone forever because, you know, he uploaded a video 2 years before a rule even existed, and now that this rule exists, the video is gone forever from YouTube, which is just so fucked up. But I will say, despite that fact, YouTube has done a pretty decent job at rolling out this rule because if your video is found to be breaking this harassment policy, you're not actually getting a community guideline strike. The video just gets deleted, which I mean, that is actually a much preferable situation to where, you know, you upload a bunch of videos 2 years ago, now all of a sudden they violate the harassment policy, and all of a sudden YouTube flips a switch. You get 15 community guideline strikes and your channel gets terminated because you uploaded videos that broke a rule that did not even come into existence until 2 years after the fact. Like, that would suck so much. So luckily, YouTube, it seems like, has learned from their past mistakes just a little bit and has made it so we aren't seeing channels get nuked left and right. So I guess that is one positive out of this entire thing. So not to go full-blown article regurgitator on you guys, you know, apologies, but I do want to read 2 passages from this article that are pretty important in my opinion. The first one being the actual changes they're making to the harassment policy, and the second, of course, being the actual punishment you could face if you do, in fact, break this policy, whatever it happens to be. But anyway, let's go ahead and read this passage about the actual changes they're making. Now, you may notice there's not really too many changes, but let's go ahead and check this out. We've always removed videos that explicitly threaten someone, reveal confidential personal information, or encourage people to harass someone else. Moving forward, our policies will go a step further and not only prohibit explicit threats, but also veiled or implied threats. This includes content simulating violence towards an individual or language suggesting physical violence may occur. No individual should be subject to harassment that suggests violence. So basically, not much is changing in my opinion. Like, don't name a character in GTA after someone you hate and then run them over with a truck or something, okay? You'll probably be fine otherwise. Like, just don't make threats in your videos. Don't make death threats or anything like that. That seems like pretty common sense in my opinion. And then it goes on to mention how they've already updated the hate speech policy and how those changes are already in effect, which took place earlier this year. So there's nothing new on that front. But then the second passage goes into the actual punishments that you can expect, and honestly, they aren't as bad as a lot of people are saying they are. So channels that repeatedly brush up against our harassment policy will be suspended from YouTube Partner Program, eliminating their ability to make money from YouTube. We may also remove content from channels if they repeatedly harass someone. If this behavior continues, we'll take more severe action, including issuing strikes or terminating a channel altogether. Which, I mean, that to me is not as severe as I thought it would be. Like, they're saying they're going to delete videos first before you even get a strike, which I think is a great idea in my opinion. Like, just delete the video, tell people what they did wrong so they can learn from it, but then if it continues to be an issue moving forward, then you issue the strike. And then if those strikes don't work, then you terminate the channel. That to me sounds almost fair, and it sounds like YouTube on some level might actually have dug the shit out of their ears and is actually listening to us for once. So I don't think these changes are the end of the platform as we know it. It's definitely going to be something new, and YouTube definitely does not have a great track record of implementing new features, but it just makes you wonder, why is this even a thing? But the main point here I want to talk about is this entire rule just seems completely pointless. What it seems like is it's a bunch of big YouTubers who don't want to be criticized online, because in my opinion, when you upload a YouTube video to the internet, okay, you are putting yourself out there. You are painting a target on your back for the entire world to come at you. You are putting yourself on the most public place on the entire internet and opening yourself up to attacks from all fronts. That is what you are risking when you upload content to the internet. Just because you want to put your opinion out there does not mean people do not have a right to talk shit about you. It does not mean that people do not have a right to make fun of you, because they absolutely do. You are the one who chose to put yourself out there, and it is no one's fault but your own that you exposed yourself to this. The internet is not your hug box, and people are always going to act this way on the internet, no matter what social media platforms do to try and prevent it. That's why personally I choose to keep my personal life and YouTube separate, because that's the type of shit you have to deal with on the internet, and it comes with a package. No one uploading YouTube videos who is being honest is going to say, well, you know, I never expected that people would make fun of me for saying something stupid. You know, I never thought people would make fun of me for, you know, ripping off kids and selling a fucking gambling site or some shit like that. You know, that's what we're dealing with here. My entire take on this is the only people who genuinely fear harassment on YouTube are the people who have something to hide. The people who are guilty generally are the ones who get harassed on YouTube. That's how things work here. You know, people don't just see a YouTube video that's 100% fine and randomly decide to just mass harass you. That is not how this website works. You have to do something. You have to say something, or you have to act a certain way to make people genuinely not like you, or maybe resent what you said, and then maybe they could borderline harass you. But even then, it's the internet. It comes with the territory. The internet is not your personal hug box. It never has been, and regardless of how hard YouTube tries, it never will be, because this policy does nothing to stop real harassment. People can still dox you in the comments sections. People can still make fake accounts, upload a video doxing you, and then, you know, maybe the account gets banned, they make another one and re-upload the video. Like, this is doing nothing to stop anything. The only thing this is doing is keeping people from name-dropping bigger YouTubers in their video titles and calling them out on their bullshit, because that is literally the only effect we will see from this rule. It's not going to make YouTube a safer place. It's not going to make YouTube a more positive place. Overall, it's just hurting people who make content that people want to watch. In case you haven't noticed, drama sells on YouTube. The most popular channels on YouTube start shit with someone, and that's how they get a lot of views and a lot of attention, and that has always been the way it's been on YouTube, and people come here for that. Now what we're seeing is YouTube just transition to like this little PG-13 hug box where everyone's afraid to speak their mind. No one can say anything because they're so afraid of getting demonetized, and now on top of it, we have this entire COPPA thing, so now people are stuck between like a rock and a hard place of what the fuck can I even upload at this point? Like, what can I upload that is not at risk of getting me completely nuked from this entire platform? Like, it is absolutely crazy to think about. And now what we have is like this fake positivity narrative that most of these channels push. You know, like the super cringy intros like, hey guys, I hope you're all having a super positive day. Like the shit that makes you want to jump off a bridge. Like, that's the type of stuff we're going to see on YouTube, and that is not why people come to YouTube. People came to YouTube to see the complete opposite of that content. They came here to see content that they could not see on TV, like YouTube drama and stuff like that. That stuff sells, and it's what people want to see, and overall this guideline is not benefiting anyone, because the people who are the most egregious offenders of these community guidelines are not going to care if a channel gets terminated, because guess what? They're probably not making money from doxing someone online. They're probably not making money from issuing death threats, because that would be demonetized almost instantly. All this is doing is creating a bubble for people with over 1 million subscribers who cannot handle the slightest bit of criticism being thrown in their direction, and that's the reality of this situation. The only thing YouTube is doing here is catering towards probably the most entitled group of people on this planet, and that of course being big YouTubers, and basically enabling their entitlement and giving them a bubble in which they can exist where they basically are immune from all criticism and people calling them out for their bullshit. But that's another thing too, is YouTubers are some of the most entitled people. They have some of the biggest egos I think I've ever seen. Like, even YouTubers much smaller than me, like some of them have fucking Patreon tiers where you could buy the privilege to talk to them in Discord. Like, could you actually imagine doing that shit? Like, I personally could never. Like, what the fuck is that? Yeah, you can pay for the the privilege to talk to me. Like, get the fuck off your cloud, bro. You get banned from YouTube. No one knows who the fuck you are. But anyway, yeah, I just opened up my editing software and it literally just passed 10 minutes, dude. Like, I'm not even joking. This is how you can tell I'm becoming a pro at this, okay? I can naturally tell when the video is getting to 10 minutes. Shit. I only thought this was going to be like 5 minutes, but I guess I had a lot more to say than I originally thought. So, you know what? More content, I guess. But anyway, guys, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like button. It helps out the channel a bunch. And with that said, I want to thank you all so much for taking the time out of your day to check out the video. And thank you guys so much for all the recent support as well. You know, if you want to support me also, you can feel free to join my Patreon. You could buy the Discord tier, or maybe you could just click the link in the description and join my Discord. And if I'm in voice chat, feel free to join. I'm not going to charge you to have the privilege to talk to me. But apparently it's a thing where people don't even join their own Discords and like they don't even talk in them. I'm very active in mine, probably depressingly so. Like, I spend way too much time in Discord. So if you want to talk to me or whatever outside of YouTube, that's the best place to do so. But anyway, enough rambling. This video is long enough. I will catch you guys next time.